Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 26 with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
And I'm Weston Pugh.
And happy Fat Tuesday.
Happy Fat Tuesday. What do we got here?
We are going to be enjoying our king cake after the show.
Excellent, excellent. We want to thank everybody who actually registered for the giveaway. We actually gave them away, and if you go to our Facebook page, you can actually see who the winners are.
Yep.
And we took pictures with you guys, so thanks again so much. We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for playing along. That was a lot of fun.
It was a good time. It was. So today we've got three houses that we're going to talk about, and I think they range from a really good condo. We've got another one of the renovated townhomes that I love in Montego, and then the home or the other townhome that's brand new construction. That's right. Those are great homes. So sit back and here we go. We'll start talking about them.
Yep. First one that we're going to talk about today is at Montego Plaza. It's in North Dallas. It's near the tollway in 635. Really great location, central North Dallas. At 12553 Montego Plaza is the actual address. This is one of those locations that you really can get anywhere you need to, especially if you are wanting to go to DFW Airport.
Right. This
is a really fast trip anymore because they've got the express lanes open on 635, and it is just, 95 miles, well, no, not that.
How fast, Jeff?
So 70 miles an hour on that express lane. And you can be at the airport just within 15 or 20 minutes. Really, really easy access.
And an interesting little side note about this is that this is just south of the Galleria. And if you actually were on our Facebook page, you saw an article that we pushed back out that talked about how Apple is going to close two of their facilities or two of their retail stores.
Yeah, two retail stores
Willow,
in Collin County.
Ben, and somewhere in South Lake, right?
It's at 380 and 380 in the tollway, basically.
So what they've actually done is in the Galleria, they're going to put two or a really big new store. So you'd be really close to that as well. So this is an actual 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It comes in at 2280 square feet and was built in 1979. This is a community of all similar properties, and they've really done a really good job with the HOA of taking care and making sure that what they've done with them is something that's consistent and well cared for. So when you drive through, you kind of get that sense that they're handled really well.
Yeah, it is a just very well maintained. If I'm not mistaken, there are two realtors that kind of run their board of directors or run the management of the association, and they really do a fantastic job. This one's got a really nice little courtyard when you walk up to it. It has been renovated really from stem to stern.
This is a good one. If you're looking for something that's move in and simple and clean, this is it. From the kitchen, which is you can see in this photo right here, they've taken and redone the cabinets with glass on the uppers. You have really good cooktop with gas and then built-in microwave. The cabinets are a nice quality. Kind of get that when you walk in that. This one also has an eat-in kitchen, but even beyond that, it has a little bit of a back patio as well.
Yeah, one of the things that I've found, especially working with some of the people that I have been lately, is how important gas to townhomes has become to people. And this era was really kind of the last era of townhomes that had gas for about 20 to 25 years, and now many developers are putting those back in. But it's giving you the chance to have the true gas logs in the fireplace and gas heat, and it's much more important to people now than it was 10 years ago.
And the configuration of this actual home shows you that this is a 1-bedroom down and then 2 up. And that picture that was just up was actually of the master bathroom. They're really generous rooms. They have nice ceiling heights, what I think is really critical. Today, people just don't want those down low roofs. So this is a great one for that. It has a nice walk-in bathroom and closet to boot. So if you're looking for something as well that has a living space downstairs, this second our third bedroom is actually set up so that it could be, in their case, a second living room, but it also functions because of the full bath down as another bedroom.
Yep. And this one's priced really, really well. It's priced at $425,000. That comes in about $186 a square foot. And we want to say thank you again to Sherry Pizitz for letting us talk about her home.
Yep. And just as a side note, really quickly, if you go online or email us, there's a whole list of upgrades that they have done to many of the mechanicals.
Yes.
So we like to talk about how the heavy lifting is done. So getting into something like this is really easy.
Yeah, very good point.
We're going to go ahead and move over to brand new construction. And this home is actually 101 Decker Court, Unit 401. Now, we'll note that there are multiple properties over there in this subdivision that are available for move-in. This is one of those neighborhoods that kind of moved us a little bit closer to DFW, but it's definitely not in the flight path like some neighborhoods are. This is really quickly, because of that, as you were saying, of the express lanes and whatnot on 635, getting in and out of this area has become really attractive to a lot of people who do not want to go all the way into Plano and Frisco, but still need to be able in Dallas or even to South Lake, I would say at this point, just because of the highways that are built up and around this area.
Yeah, and there, one of the great connectors into this little neighborhood is you've got the George Bush Expressway that comes in just about a mile and a half down, and that will take you all the way out to Frisco and Plano, and it's just it's not really a central location, but it's just become a really good location to live in. It's at 114 and O'Connor Boulevard. And as Weston was saying, this is a townhome development that has been under construction for, I guess it's been about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And units have
finished out,
been,
looks like.
steadily selling. And the one that we looked at is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's about 2,700 square feet. This one was just finished the end of last year, and it's got a lot of those really cool looks to it, where on the outside it's got a lot of red brick and the cast stone, and then you come in and it's got this really modern open feel with great outdoor space.
And this is one of the situations where they've actually done the traditional downstairs is where you have your first bedroom, full bath down, and you have storage in the stairs, and then 2-car garage. They've done a really good job of interpreting today's buyers' wants and needs in kitchens, which are really critical, because I think that's where we lose people a lot of times. And this has the white cabinets. It does have the solid granite. What I did note on the quartz is that this is actually a honed and not a high gloss. So it really does begin to have that look. One of the great things about the developer on this one is that they've come up with 3 or 4 really nice packages as far as the color selects. So what you walk into, you're never really disappointed. One of the things that will forever wear me out is when developers match window to window in buildings, and it just feels like your neighbor's unit is an extension of your bedroom, of your living room, and the developer in this one has actually offset everything. So there's just enough, but there still is the privacy in this one.
Yeah, and the buildings are all kind of just kind of shifted down a bit, which I think, it solves that problem that you're talking about, but it also gives the community itself a little bit of texture.
Right.
And, there's good guest parking in this community. It's just, I think it's been done very well. And one of the cool things I think that we both were really excited about was that you've got this 3rd floor that's got your master and your other bedroom on it. But then there is a 4th floor on each of these that is a covered rooftop deck. And it is plumbed for a kitchen. It is plumbed for an outdoor grill. It is this one's already got the part of the kitchen installed in it, but it is literally another living area outdoors that is pretty well protected with roof.
They've probably saved about 70 to 80% of the rooftop and turned it into your outdoor bonus living space. And then of that, they've probably covered, I would say, 30 to 40% of that. So this is almost an all-weather. It just really nails it. And you get a little bit of some of the high rises there in the background. But if you're looking for a really good property that is new construction. There are some in units also still available. This is one of the ones that would definitely encourage you to take a look at.
Yep. And this one is priced at $599.9. They're all relatively close to that same price point. And that comes in about $221 a square foot. We wanted to say thank you to Beth Borman for letting us talk about her home.
Great home, great home. So moving on to our third and final, we're going to look at 3105 San Jacinto, number 201. Now this is all the way go back into Dallas, and let's head just to the east of downtown in a really good neighborhood known as Bryan Place. And this is one of those neighborhoods that has really caught on. It is flanked by downtown and uptown to the west. And then you actually have Baylor Hospital that's just down the street from it. And between it and Baylor Hospital is a park called XL Park. XL Park has really turned the corner probably in the last 10 years of this last upswing that we've seen. And you're going to see people out there using the trails. I believe that the symphony performs once in the fall or in the summer. So this neighborhood has really come to life. And if you're familiar with the Ross Avenue and how you get in and out of the Arts District, you'll really realize that this is one of those key neighborhoods in Dallas that I would say if you don't know about it, you need to call us, because this is one of those neighborhoods that's amazing.
It was really kind of a community that was 25 years too early, because
That's a
the
good way to
Bryan
put it.
House community itself is really all those nice little single family attached homes.
Yeah.
And then this complex came in and was built in 1981, and it's a 3-story condominium building with, each unit's got its own story to it. This one's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 762 square feet. Has great courtyards between each of the buildings. There is covered parking on the north side of the building that's all assigned. And this one is one of the smaller square footages in there, but it's been renovated very, very nicely. And talk about affordable living. You just can't buy homes under $200,000 in this part of the city anymore.
Yeah, and so one of the things that when you come in at 762 square feet, a lot of times you're kind of one of the guys that gets pinched into like the odd spot in the building. And this is one of the ones that actually has a balcony on the front, and it actually has a balcony on the back. So you get more natural light. The mature trees that are around it also kind of give you shade. So it's not like you're getting beat down by the sun from either one. The home has been lightly renovated. So what you get in this one is you get wood-like floors. You get granite countertops, you get white cabinets, and it just makes sense. There's an area there that can be used as a dining room, but I can see how quickly that could actually, in today's buyers, not be something that was dedicated to it, but maybe more of an office space that would be created with this. So if you're looking for something that's really, this is my term, I love this one, is epicenter adjacent. So you can be close to the party, but you don't have to be at the party the whole time. This is one of those neighborhoods, and this is one of those condos that I would definitely check for that.
And these have homeowners dues that are $300 a month. That covers almost all of the expenses of living there. It covers blanket insurance, water, sewer, trash, all the grounds upkeep. So really, you pay for electricity inside your unit, and then entertainment, internet, any of that stuff. The home is priced at $199, which is about $261 a square foot. And again, finding somewhere to live that's this epicenter adjacent for under $200,000 is a great value.
I do not expect this one to be on the market very long, given the condition, price, and location of this home.
I agree.
Yep.
And thank you, Jason Pate, for letting us talk about his home today.
Yep, great house, Jason. Thanks so much. Well, last week we talked about HOAs, and we talked about kind of like what to expect. And I thought it was so apropos. I wish this would have happened last week, but we found a really great photo online that really kind of sums up why you might want to live.
What is the benefit of living in an HOA?
So take a look at this. When you don't live in an HOA, this is what can happen. I believe the caption was, neighbor doesn't understand why people don't appreciate his house. So not only did he paint the house, but he painted the roof, put a fence around it, and then went ahead and added all that wonderful decorative art, something that an HOA probably would have handled.
Yeah.
So cheers to that, and count your blessings if you live in one.
To each his own.
Yes, exactly. So we love it.
Okay, our second segment today, we're going to talk about some home energy efficiency hacks. And, as we head into the spring and summer season, everybody's going to be looking at higher electricity bills.
Right.
Everybody is going to be trying to figure out how do they keep that under control. And so we have come up with just a few ideas here that will definitely help control your energy bill.
Yep. And so some of them are actually really low cost. And can be done. Some of them can be done if it's new construction. It'd be one of the things you'd want to check into. And I think one of the first things we're going to talk about is actually lighting, LED lighting. LED lighting has come so far, both in the actual hue of the light, dimmability, and actual shapes. So this is one of those things now that are affordable. They're at Home Depot, they're at Lowe's. There's a website called 1001 Bulbs, I believe. They can actually help you as well. But these things at the end of the day are one of those things that are going to save you quite a bit of money, because given the fact that we use them every day for extended amounts of times. And that's one of the things we're going to kind of hit on.
Yeah, and LED lighting takes 70 to 80% less power to provide the same lumens as a regular incandescent bulb does. And, these are definitely a do-it-yourself project, because even if you've got the 5-inch or the 6-inch can bulbs that, were put in 10 or 20 years ago, and they were really in style then, that you can go to Home Depot and for about $20 a piece, you can buy a module that screws in like the light bulb, and then you pop it up in there and it seals to the ceiling and looks just like, it looks better than it did before. But again, you can also choose them where you can choose what the temperature of the light is. You can get them very dimmable very easily. And for one of the projects that we just did, we actually bought some that you can control not only the dimmer through the app, you can change the temperature of it. So if you want to have different temperatures of lights, you can do that.
And one of the great makers right now is Philips. So if you're looking at those, they are wonderful ones. We're going to move over to the next hack. And the next hack is actually your attic. And that kind of sounds interesting, or maybe not quite. But I'm going to geek out on you just a little bit and go back to my days in new home sales. So shout out to all the people from Medallion Homes in San Antonio. And this is one of the things that we always talked about. On the A, we're going to talk about a continuous soffit vents. This is actually 8th grade science that allows air to come in. And one of the things that you need to make sure that happens is when you blow insulation, that you don't cover the soffit vents that allows the heat to begin to transfer. This is actually choke off the attic itself and will create a strong hot box. And that hot box actually disintegrates your shingles and makes it harder on your HVAC unit. The B picture is radiant barrier. Radiant barrier is something that you see a lot more new home builders put in the attic as a standard feature. Not all of them. This would definitely be something that I would be concerned about if it wasn't. It can be retrofitted. I have little to no experience with retrofitting, but I think something is better than nothing. And the number 3 thing that kind of really wraps up this attic is going to be blown in insulation. And we don't talk about foam so much in the attic on the horizontal floors, but blown in insulation can be blown up to 16 inches and give you an R factor in the 30s, I believe.
Wow.
So this is one of those things that put everything together, and it really adds value to the home and really decreases the heating and cooling of the home. So I just geeked out, so go team.
Number 3. Number 3 is smart thermostats. Those, it used to be that you could buy the one version of this out there, and it was $200 or $300. And the payback on that is a long period of time, but these have become very popular now, and the price has come down, and there are more models of them. And this is an Ecobee that Weston has in his place that he just loves. But you can go with the Westinghouse has a version of it, and Nest has a version of it. So there are, from one end of the spectrum to the other in terms of cost, almost many of them you're able to control remotely. So if when we do have these wild temperature swings, kind of like we've had this week, it's easy to have left your home at a 55 degree temperature during the day, and then crank it up to whatever before an hour before you get home.
And these thermostats are becoming so much smarter because they can detect when you're there, and so they can change the temperature. You can actually have them sync up with smart features. So if you have a an Alexa or the Google Assistant, they can jump onto that. The apps now will let you set your controlling so that if you're on vacation or if you forget and you're on vacation, you can control it from there. One of the things that I like the most about the ecobee is that it actually has a secondary sensor that you can position around the room. So the secondary sensor will actually pick up where the thermostat isn't. And one of the things you can do is in the summer, if you want the AC to come on, you just grab that sensor and put it under the bed with you. It heats on it, turns that AC right up. So one of the quick hacks that this thing has. And last but not least, they can now forecast the weather for you. So when you walk by in the morning, it detects that I'm there, and I just simply click on the icon, and I know what it's going to be like today, tomorrow, and for the next 2 days.
Interesting.
Good times, people.
Hack number 4 is solar tubes. And, you know, it's funny, when we were kind of going through these things, I said, oh, Weston, what does solar tubes have to do with energy efficiency? But
Well, so for me, I was like, well, you don't have to turn your electricity on because you've got the daylight coming in, but you're not heating up your house because of the way that the tube is constructed.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, that's what it is.
That's what it is. You know, what's so funny is we walk through houses that have these in them. We actually have a listing on Cascade that's got one of these, and it looks like a light.
It does.
And I'm looking for a light switch and how to turn that thing off when I leave there.
Every single time. They're the most interesting thing, and I think it was really interesting. Was it last year or the year before that if you actually installed one of these, the government was allowing you to deduct it or a portion of the cost from your taxes on itemized. So it is a really interesting feature. The daylight that they allow in is natural, and it does have that natural effect. So I took a little bit of a stretch and said that it might help seasonal affect disorder by allowing you to control more of your circadian rhythms. You get that controlling of sleep and wakefulness. These things in and of themselves are so cool. I can't say enough about these, especially in bathrooms. I think they go really well in bathrooms.
Yeah, I would agree.
Number 5. The number 5 is going to be energy efficient windows.
And, you know, if you live in a home that was built in the 50s, 60s, 70s, even really into the 80s and 90s now, it's time to consider replacing your windows with modern day windows because the technology has changed so much over this last 15 to 20 year period that even if you have a home that was built in the 80s with multiple panes, it's likely that those have lost their seal between them, which really means you've lost all of your energy efficiency of having the double panes.
And this is one of the things when we're out with buyers, this is one of the things that I will point out to clients that says part of the infrastructure has been done. This house built in whatever year has newer windows or it has double pane windows. And it really is a value add. And I think people are surprised when they're talking about a flip and they're like, oh, I don't need to do the windows. And I'm like, well, yeah, you do because people factor in, and it may not be, but I would think that most buyers think it's $10,000 for an average one-story replace the windows. And it's not quite that, but that is a number that gets hung up in their head. So one of the great things is that these now are situated so that they have an actual film on the inside that can actually prevent the wear and tear of your upholstery by diminishing the UV light. It can actually help on flooring. If you've noticed sometimes the light really wears out the floor and it's a different hue when you pull back the rug.
Back. Yeah.
So things like that. And last but not least, these are really good at noise reductions. So if you live in an area, urban area, or maybe you live in a flight path here in Dallas, these are a really great value for your house and for future buyers.
Yep. And our hack number 6 is talking about replacing some of your older appliances. These days, the energy efficiency has become so much better in almost every appliance out there that it's worth considering. If you have a 20-year-old refrigerator or even a 10-year-old refrigerator, chances are that's not only operating at the specs, it's not operating at the specs that it was when it was brand new. It's probably drawing more power now because the motors are older. The dishwashers, washers and dryers, hot water heaters, I mean, all of that has just advanced so far in energy efficiency, it's worth considering.
And one of the reasons why we picked these 3, and it's the fridge, it's the water heater, and it's the HVAC, is because a lot of the other smaller household items are only used in short bursts. So a microwave is 30 seconds, a dishwasher is maybe for 40 minutes, and a dryer is maybe an hour and 15. But these items right here are items that run like for multiple hours and sometimes all day long. And so if you have something that is nothing but draining on that could be a really big factor in your overall utility costs.
Yep.
So, well, we hope this was very helpful for you.
Yeah, we really do. And if you have any questions about any of the things that we've come up with or any of the research that we've done, certainly reach out to us and we'll be happy to share resources and even provide you with some vendors that we've worked with that can help you accomplish some of this.
Yeah. So great show. We'll be here next week, same time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about projects for the spring.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk just last thing about some of our current inventory? And
Let her rip.
okay.
Love to hear it.
We've our inventory right now is really amazing. We have such a wide variety of inventory that we go from one end of the spectrum to the other. We have a duplex in Euless that is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath that is priced at $185,000. That is just a phenomenal opportunity for a first-time home buyer. We have a condominium in Northeast Dallas that is a 2-bedroom, 1.5-bath that is priced at $165,000, and that is in a phenomenally just great gated community. We have a home, 10823 Pagewood Place. Correct. That is a 4,000 square foot home on 0.6 of an acre that has just been beautifully cared for and well maintained. That one's priced at $1,120,000. We've got a phenomenal property at 5635 Yolanda that is about a 9,000 square foot custom Sharif and Munir home that is such a show place. It is really amazing, and that is priced at $3.6 million.
We've got one on White Buffalo in Heath. It is on the golf course. It is actually a 3-bedroom, but it could be a 2-bedroom as well if you'd like. This house is custom built by the developer. It is amazing. It is almost 3,400 square feet, and it's a 2-3 bedroom. Definitely one of the ones you would want to check out. Then let me think about as we move over to
two others in the Oak Cliff area.
Two in Oak Cliff.
And they're both in Elmwood, ironically. We have 1227 Cascade that is a great 2-bedroom, 2-bath. This one's had quite a bit of the bones work done on it. It's had brand new windows all the way through. It's got the tankless hot water heater, newish HVAC, just lots of things about it that have been done, and it's priced at $250,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And then we also have a really cool 2-bedroom, 1-bath that's over on Melbourne.
Yeah, that's right.
And that is it's a home you could move into. It's a home that you would probably want to do some work to and put some sweat equity in. But the really cool part of this is it has a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, fully self-contained detached guest house in it. And that home is priced at $215,000.
We also have 2 condos that are coming soon. One will be off of Cedar Springs and Kings Road, and then ironically, both built by Dondi. The other one will actually be off Lovers, right behind Inwood Village. So these are great homes. Jeff and I will be having open houses, as will Jan. Yolanda, the one that he mentioned, will be open, and we'll also have White Buffalo, and then one on Lively will be open. So come by and get to see us.
Yep. So great inventory. Give us a call. Look it up on our website. See if any of it fits what you're looking for. If it's not what you're looking for, let us know what you are looking for, and we'll be happy to help you find it.
Yep.
So that's a wrap for show 26.
26.
Okay.
That's it.
So we wanted to say thank you for tuning in with us today. It's been great spending a little time with you this afternoon. Visit our Facebook page. You can kind of keep up with what's going on with us, and you can also follow us on Instagram. There are always pictures of the homes that we have available out there and some of the other fun stuff that we get to do. Certainly visit our website, updikepugh.com. This is a lot of detailed information about buying and selling a home. You can set up your own market search there. And then home price FYI. If you want to get a value on a home you currently own, just put your address in there, a couple of other pieces of info, and you'll instantly get a value. And then last of all, you can reach out to us in the very traditional way through text or through phone. And we just would love to hear from you.
Thanks so much. And remember, we want to be your realtors for life.